How am I doing?
So far, so good.
Well, I got Life 360 now. We downloaded it for our family last night,
Yeah.
which tells me where the boys are at, where Captain Joe's at, and my wife sends me a text this morning and said there was 32 risky events on my way to the factory.
32
Sent
risky.
me a screenshot of my driving and said there was 32 risky events.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, I think it's because I filmed like the fields and stuff as I was driving. So I guess if you're trying to use your camera and drive, it doesn't like it.
Oh, so it's monitoring your phone.
Yeah, it's monitoring my phone. So if I text and drive, it'll rat on me.
Yeah. That's funny.
So it's a good thing. I was like, don't tell the boys. She's like, they can see it. Oh man, I'm not gonna get away with nothing. Neither are they.
This thing rides like a truck, Nate. Welcome back to Middlefield Custom Sawmill. Today, I have a log that I shouldn't have. I'm told, I don't know for sure, but I'm told that this is a Doug fir. Must be a different Doug fir than what I know, which I don't really know because I've never seen one in life before. But yeah, Doug fir. This bark does not look like Doug fir to me. And there's woodpecker holes in Morse code. I don't know what they're saying. I don't read Morse code, but definitely woodpeckers have been at it. You can see it's kind of reddish towards the middle, and it's got a sap ring. There's sap leaking out of it. And here's why they tell me it's fir. That's pretty much the same kind of bark you were just looking at. But as I go down to this end of it, that, with all those ridges, that looks like Doug fir. So, I had no idea it grew around northern Ohio, but this was an hour from me we got this, so me and Nate picked up a bunch of them. I'm going to show you an easy way to get a single beam out of a single log and a bunch of boards, because the log's a little bigger than it needs to be. So it's 15 inches across, and I'm going to cut a 6x8 with the pith centered. I'm going to go up 4 inches. 2, 4. Now I'm going to go up an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's an inch and an eighth thick board I'll get out of there. And I guess I can go up another one. All right. There's another inch. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 2 boards and an eighth of an inch. That's where I'm going to start. Let's see, the pith is at 9 inches. So when I get down to 13 inches, I stop cutting. That's the top of the beam. It's got kind of a fruity, spicy smell to it. Alright. This first piece, that was no good. It was all bark there, so that's just trash. This one, though, this will be a good board. That's some cool looking wood. It doesn't feel anything like pine. It doesn't feel real flat either. My blade not cutting flat. Anyway, let's look at the wood. It's kind of pinkish. A little bit pink. Right in here. So if you know what kind of wood this is, what kind of fir, or if it's not fir, what it is, let me know. Leave a comment down below. Yeah? Perfectly flat. There is no daylight. I guess it's just different texture that I'm feeling. That's weird. Let's get 1 1/4 inch board off of here, 1 1/8 inch, 4/4 1 1/8 inch, and then that'll be the top of the beam. Nice board. Wow, there's a lot of sawdust left in there. My speed controller that moves the head back and forth, the speed control knob is acting up. I gotta order a new one. Oh, this is gonna make a gorgeous beam. Okay. It's a little awkward to... You really fall down again. Come here. Nine and a half. Fifth is at 10. I just noticed this roller is not turning. It's stuck. Yeah, that's stuck. Well, fortunately, I have a spare. I'll be back. Okay, there's the old roller. There's the new assembly. There's the part number. This thing is toast. I mean, that bearing is shot. So I got to take this nut off and press new bearings in it, but because it's a sawmill and I do things with it, I had a spare. Brand new. But of course I'll have to align it. And I guess I'm going to have to clean that out too. All this water that you use on the sawmill really rusts that one spot. Okay, it's several hours later. The new roller's on. The blade has been aligned. The roller's been aligned this way. It's the right tilt this way, so the blade is just barely tilted down a little bit. And it's the right height, so it's holding the blade down 1/4 of an inch. It took forever. And I flipped the log over, and there's mud on this side. Dried mud. This is going to dull my blade for sure. So, here, look at this. Look at all that. I thought I had pressure washed these logs, but I must have missed this one somehow. So what I'm going to do, normally, so this black line is really close to where I need to be. Normally I'd cut a couple of boards out of that, but I think I'm just going to come down to like 8.5 inches, make a cut, and then cut that 1/2 inch off. And the piece from the top, I can cut that some other time. When I got the pressure washer out, I'll wash it off and then saw that. Okay, now that I got it close, if it was going to warp or anything, it would have done that. So I'm going to cut right at 8 inches now, just a hair above 8 inches. And that'll be the 8-inch side of the beam. Perfect. No daylight. Oh yeah, nice cut. It's flat, square. So now this is 8 inches high. So I'm going to turn it up and start cutting boards off the top. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut boards until I get down to 6 inches. We'll see how that works out. I still have one more board to cut off this. Man, this is some solid wood. Nice boards. That is some pretty wood. That'll make a beautiful beam for the Paul Bunyan show. This is number 13. I need 30 total. Look at that right there. That is awesome. But I got one more board to take it down to 6 inches. It's 8 inches wide. It's going to be 6 inches high. I just got to check that everything is square before I take that last cut. And Dan said he wanted me to cut 12-foot beams. This is not 12 foot. But when I asked him, he said, well, some of them can be shorter. This is 9.5 foot. He said, you know, like an 8-footer would be okay, but then you need to cut 2 8-footers instead of one 12-footer, 2 6-footers instead of a 12-footer. Oh yeah, that is. That's really square. One more cut and we'll be done with this. Going down to 6 inches. I don't think that shot's gonna be any good. You guys okay in there? A lot of sawdust in there. This is great if you want to do a nice reveal. Yeah, it's a beautiful beam. Let's measure it real quick. Make sure we're good. 6 inches thick. 8 inches wide. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. There's the beam. I think you can see the pith in that, right there in the middle. So yeah, I think we did good on that one. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you come back again. Like the video if you liked it. I don't know. YouTube hates me. It doesn't really matter. Have a good one, folks. I should film this part sometime. Nobody'd ever buy a sawmill.